I have waited all my life to get old. It's been worth the wait. Remember the mother spirit. She can teach us how to cry. We men needs to know how to cry. The thunderbird is a female spirit. Some can fire lightning from their eyes. Some cannot. But all of you thunderbirds found your strength through pain. I sort of see about everything that I do as some sort of life lesson, or I make up something. I'm bad about that. This is a piece of pottery that was molded, fired, glazed, fired again, and put on display. And then it was broken. Our repair techniques are to use the type of glues and pins and structural repair so that this piece of pottery is stronger than it was when it was brand new. I think there's a lesson there. Almost repaired, but not quite. I loved her when she's broken. I love her still. Can you love someone that was broken? It's not that hard. Folks, I'd like to announce a new chapter. I like most people that write books. They get a bunch of information and some study and throw out a few ideas, and then they write a book and say it in such a way to convince you that it is absolutely true. Well, I'm not so. I'm not going to do that in this fourth chapter. Well, it's a fourth chapter. It's and I. It's well, my book, When Dogs Talk, was had 3 chapters in it. Seeking God. When I'm in a hurry, I write. And chapter 2 is songs of love and passion and youth. When I'm happy, I smile. When I'm sad, I sing. Chapter 3, it didn't seem foolish at the time. Well, that's the 3 chapters in my book. Well, I'm going to have this reprinted with a chapter 4. Chapter 4 is about rock art. And I'll let you know, folks, or I'll ask for permission, but there's several things that y'all have said in the last year and a half on my videos that I need those fancy words to put in my 3rd chapter about what I speculate as rock art. I'm not going to say anything about facts or anything, because here's one of the reasons is right here. The faces that are made on stones, they come on different ways the stone presents itself to allow that image to be created on the stone. But I want to talk about 2 today. Just for a little bit. And it involves concave and convex surfaces. I'll be right back. Okay. I'll try to make sense. These are images of thunderbirds that have been carved onto stone. I here I go. I don't know how to say it, but I'm going to sit here until I can say it. Folks, if you get mebterized or a habit-forming brain burn, I don't know the words to explain some of the stuff I'm saying, but I can find an image on this stone, on almost all stones, that has the appearance of being worked into a human face. I have found boys and girls and elders, and I wonder about a stone that's carved like a child. But to only look for these human images, these faces of humans, I feel like you might be missing a whole bunch. And I can't say everything that I have found while looking for the animal images and other things, maps and astronomical things. But so today all I can say is this, and I hope you trust my knowledge. But on birds, where's me something? But on birds, these folks, when they carving them in there, they're real consistent about both wings are look fairly much the same length. Everything's really in proportion. But on almost all of the birds I've seen, to make that image, they have to fold their image over the stone. And if you look closely, you can find the wing as it goes over there. This is kind of hard to do with one hand, but I guess if I hold it in that light right there, you can see the wing coming down there like that. Well, that means that was worked in there. Now, could be 15, 20,000 years old. I don't know. But which means that the rock has had that much wear on it, a smoothing process that just Mother Earth does to it, and use, of course. But I can see where that wing folded over, and I can also see where the wing folded over on this side for the other wing. But there is a pecking pattern in there. If you look at it with a microscope, you'll see that you can find the difference of where it's been worked. Another indication is that follow the color, and the color that was used right here on that wingtip was a darker ochre, more of a reddish orange sort of, which is also outlined with black. So these two wings that folded over on this critter gets easy to find if you start finding some. I mean, they stand out real easy. And then you can find the eyes of the bird and the beak. And normally they have something on the chest. I haven't really figured out what this is on this chest. I really don't. But the eyes is right there and right there. A little warped area that are eyes. In a way, it looks like an elk. And these wings of this thunderbird are the horns of this elk. But I'm not sure about that. But the tail comes down here, and you can see easily these 3 marks made the end of the tail. I do not know how to work rock. I would be very proud if someone would start taking some stones and start trying to figure out how they did this. Some flint knapper, instead of making an arrowhead, make some art. Okay, other than the art for this piece, it's also a hammer. There's the pounding wear, like breaking up kindling or something. There's a little sharp end that helps whenever you're hammering stuff. And it can be hafted. I think I better quit before I end up not making any sense. No, I'm making sense. The wings fold up on these. Let me get back to it or say bye for now. Folks, I can already see that I'm going to have a whole different, a longer video to explain the convex and concave surfaces and the stones. I mean, the human images are carved on that particular kind. But and the reason is I have to make another video because I just don't want to make this short, and I won't spend a whole lot of time on each stone, but this is just an example of what time it takes just to explain one little bit of stone. As I've said many times, I look for the eyes to allow me to speculate on the image. And I want to show the eyes of each of these stones and explain what I kind of think a little bit about them. For instance, to me, this is a fish. I mean, it's so obviously a fish to me. And because fish always has a bigger eye, because fish have a big eye. But this little effigy that is a fish, I think it's a weight. It's like a fishing weight or a net weight or something. So that's an example. This is just going to take too much time to just try to push it all into one video. And I'm going to concentrate on the eyes so that I hope you accept what I am seeing as an image is an image. Eyes are normally triangularly made. Here's another word I ain't studied. Anyway, so that's what I have to find the words so that I can explain something I think is very, very important about maybe why the images, why they chose that particular shape of stone, and what images can be created with the different shapes that are on stones. I will be back. Bye for now, folks. There are smooth patterns. We'll call it frequency, that happen the seasons of the year, seasons of animals or us. If the frequency is unknowable but accepted, but accepted rather than forced. The January, February, March, etc., we know, or we are told, when and when and when. This is about Mother Earth, the moon, growing up, punishment, joy, pain, marriage, politics, etc. And about me losing my very first store-bought cork I took to the creek. But all of these are frequencies to accept or feel forced. I think that this stone will be able to explain this better than me.